So here now what I'm doing is I come around 1 foot and transition into a backward 2-footed spin. So rather than just coming around and going with a backward 2-footed turn rather than just doing a backward 2-footed turn, I can enter into a forward and transition. Or better yet, enter into 1 foot and transition. Now watch what happens. I bring my right foot up, put down quick to launch, and land in 2-footed. Same thing in the other direction. Down and 2-footed. So here we go. Remember in the beginning when we started off with the 1 foot, took a 2-footed stop, we came around with the spin, and we went 1, 2, pivot, down. Well, here I'm sort of using the same pivot movement, but the movement before that is when I'm going like this, I'm sort of using like a snake movement, almost like it goes a winding movement here with my 2-footed. So the snake movement is it's the same thing as backwards 2-footed turn, but then I'm switching directions with my feet. If you watch, 1, left foot in front, right foot in front. Right foot in front. But what makes this now part of the discipline of Xtreme is because you're not just turning, you're turning hard onto it. So you're going bam, bam. So now the idea is when you're coming into this turn, it's up, boom, boom, pivot, eagle. So I'm using my eagle to come out of these sort of swivels in the center. So here we go. I come out of this spin with my backward 2-footed turn, pivot, and use the eagle. But you see what I'm doing here? I'm spinning on the edges, on the perimeter. I pivot in the center, do my snake-like movement, and use the eagle to formulate the turn. So in other words, the eagle is a circular turn, and I'm using the eagle turn to sort of bring out or shine the circular movement of the circular footwork here. So here, see, this is the circle I have formed around. So because the eagle is a circular pattern in the ice, I could follow the circular pattern of the much bigger circle. And this is where it will help you create your own, because you're always thinking to yourself, well, now I'm following the circular pattern of the outside, turn around, backward 2-footed turn. See, circular, circular, spin, turn around, stop, eagle, stop, pivot, circular, around, pivot, jump. Then you can do backwards, cross-over foot, eagle. I'm highlighting the big overall circle with the little movements by doing these little circular movements at the perimeter. And then what happens in between is a lot of circular movements, a lot of steps, transitional steps. And then of course, you can do a lot of spins, pivots, 1-footed spin, steps, stop, eagle, So what I've done to include more now is I've hit each perimeter. And here, watch, I'm going to stop and then back up. So it's just not going forward movement. Stop, 2-footed stop, back up, stop in the opposite direction, 2-footed stop, back up, stop at this perimeter, stop here, and eagle. So what I'm trying to say is that I'm forming sort of a figure 8 of forward and backward movement. Let's work with fresh nose just so I can show you here. What I'm doing is come around, stop with the 2 feet, back up. See, this is what makes it fancy now. Now you're not just going forward, and spinning on the perimeter. Here now I could back up, and I could take another spin and shoot out this direction, 2 foot. Now watch, I'm using 2 foot this direction with my left, with my left to my left side, and my right facing you. So in other words, what I did here was I didn't stop this way. I come around and stop. I can stop. If I do actually stop with my left here, I come around and stop now with my right. So the idea is to keep mixing it up. Not only mix up the forward, backward movement. Let's go back to the center here. Not only mix up, you're going forward, stop in the center, pull backward movement, but you're also mixing up the stops in both directions. I'm stopping this direction, and I come around, use some pivots there, or with your foot. Remember these techniques with the 1-footed turn? You can use your 1-footed turn, and now stop the opposite direction. So I'm using left in front, now pivot right in front, eagle this direction, more snake-like movement, pivot, now back the other direction, up, spin, and so on and so forth.